Hey guys, so today I want to talk a little about the topic of playing an unpopular class and kind of some of the downsides of playing an unpopular class. And if you guys are on my stream, you probably know that I've been trying to push up a GT Destroyer. Currently it's 1570. I'm really trying hard to push it to 1580 this week because I can do a con. And I hear that con really is the make or break for a lot of front attack classes. And I'm really trying to push my destroyer to really see if it is really as bad as people say, or if it's actually a pretty decent class. So far, it seems like it's a pretty decent class, but I'll get to that in just a second. But for me, when I'm playing GT Destroyer, I've been feeling a little bit weird about the class. Not weird in the sense that the class feels weird itself, but weird because it's been kind of hard for me to figure out if it's actually a strong class or not. And here's why, and here is kind of the reason why I also think that it's probably not the greatest experience to play a very unpopular class. So I feel like when I'm playing my GT Destroyer, I have some really high highs and some really low lows. And that might be partly due to the class itself, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't really have anybody else who is a GT Destroyer player other than some of my viewers who are really like, I know for sure this person is a really good player, or it's like this person is a really good GT Destroyer. There's not really many of those resources for me to go to where I can really ask them for their advice or like their thoughts on like, hey, what do you think about the class? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it strong? Is it weak? I mean, one of the main reasons why I embarked on this journey in the first place is because I wanted to figure out for myself whether or not the class was strong, because a lot of people, who say the class is strong or say the class is weak, don't really play the class at all. So it's like, why am I listening to people who have never played the class before tell me whether it's strong or weak, right? So I've been going on this journey and really pushing the destroyer for this reason, but it's been kind of hard for me to figure that out because I don't really have anybody to talk about the class. And for the people that I know, who play the class, it's usually my viewers, and I've never played with them before. So it's like, do I know how strong this person is? Do I know how good that this person is at the game? I just don't know. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I think it's not so great for people to play an unpopular class, because when you're playing an unpopular class, you really don't have that many people to discuss the class with. You can't discuss kind of like the, hidden techniques or like the ways that the class is really strong. You can't really discuss like things about the class. And it can be a little bit isolating at times, but also when you're learning the class itself, you want to kind of learn a lot from other people. They always say that, you should learn from people who are better than you, right? So when I'm playing another class like Night's Edge Soul Eater, for example, when I'm playing a class like Reaper, when I'm playing a class even like Striker, there's a lot more people out there who play the class. There's dedicated like discords, things like that for those classes. I can go online, YouTube, really easily search up like, hey, what does a good Soul Eater look like? Like I can watch people's videos and see, oh, okay, well, this is what good looks like. Or even when I'm playing the game, right? I can go and find another Soul Eater in Party Finder or whatever, play with them and see like, how do I compare to this person? Does this person do more damage than me? Do they do less damage than me? Things like that. It's a lot easier when you have other people to compare to really learn about your class. But also, I think the biggest reason why I'd say that it's very hard to play a new class or an unpopular class is because you're kind of like the person that has to be the scientist for the class. Like a lot of people in Lost Ark, we go off of guides. We go off of what other people say on, other people say how to play the class. It's like, these are the rotations. This is how you do it. This is the most efficient damage route. Like that's all, a lot of people do that in Lost Ark for their classes. But for an unpopular class, you might have max roll, you might have, you might have max roll, you might have Lost Ark Nexus community guides, things like that. But the thing is, for me personally, I don't really think that those are always the best guides. The best for me is usually watching other people play, because a lot of times those guides are like very surface level. It's like not very in depth, right? And asking other people how they think about the class, what they think about the class, how do they think is the best way to play it, and like what are the most optimal ways to play it is usually how I learn how to play the class. So if nobody's playing the class, That means barely anybody's out there experimenting with the class. Barely anybody's out there coming out with tech with the class. Barely anybody out there is going around, teaching people how to play the class efficiently and properly. And you just don't know if the people out there who are teaching it are teaching you the right thing, because if there's only one video out there for GT Destroyer, how do I know that that person is right, right? How do I know that that person knows what they're talking about? But if there's multiple videos out there or multiple people doing it, then it's like, oh, okay, everybody plays it this way. Got it. That, makes sense. This is probably the most optimal way to play the class. So that's kind of like one of the realizations I've had since playing GT Destroyer. And with that, I feel like, it's really tough to play a class that's unpopular. And as a result, I probably wouldn't recommend like a new player to play an unpopular class for that reason. They're trying to learn the game. They're trying to learn how to play. And, the worst thing is like they're trying to learn how to play the class itself without any help, but also trying to learn how to play the game. Of course, unpopular classes a lot of times are unpopular for a reason, right? But there are also a lot of unpopular classes that are really good and, easy to play, but just nobody plays them. Like I hear Firepower Artillerist is actually pretty dang decent as a new player class these days. It's pretty good. It's not a bad class. So it's really, it's not just because the class itself is bad as why the people, don't play it. And it's also not the reason why I wouldn't recommend it to new players. It really is because it's hard to learn the class because there's not many resources out there for you to kind of lean on. So that's how I feel. Let me know down in the comment section below if you agree or not. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button, hit the sub button, ring the bell for notifications. And as always, I stream every single night on twitch.tv/MisoXU starting at 10 p.m. PST. So hopefully I'll see you on my stream, but if not, hopefully I see you guys on the next video. All right, guys, peace out.